uh, what? What was I doing?
Writing a part of the code. An incomplete fragment consisting of 4 symbols, comprising the first word of a binary refrain, a pair of sounds emerging from the belly of a fabled tyrant's menace, but you authored only one sound of the pair. I would write the other. In the soot of my ruined hive, I scrawled my part of the code, completing the phrase of legend, the persisting sound said to accompany the ultimate demise of the tyrant, less an arm and an eye. But even these 8 characters, the scrawlings of charge, were still but half the code. There was another half by Scourge in 2 parts. 1 part 3 symbols. And the other 5. That why the scale was tipped in this way between sisters, I cannot say. It could have been Tails. That's so interesting. Each fragment would be transcribed in our rulebooks, sealing the collaboration between the Rust Bloods and the Blue Bloods, completing the code for our session's architect. Not exactly. It could have been. There was another fragment. Oh? Yes, an additional 8 symbols. From a wild card source, I suppose. It came from a timeline not meant to happen, the one I came from to ensure it wouldn't, thus sealing my fate. Oh my god, Terezi Vampire Hong Kong. Jade! Jade's just like, what the fuck am I looking at? Can you fucking imagine being Jade and just going to bed and this is the shit you're seeing? Just like infinite fucking trolls. I see God Tier Vriska over here. I see just a dead Terezi Carcat. Where the fuck are my notes? I need to mark down Terezi and alt Terezi Carcat. That's right, I need to figure out a way to do this thing with the notes. I don't want the honks. Make them go away. Alright, Doomed, Carcat, and Terezi are on the dead list, FYI. I believe the fragment was gibberish from a lunatic. After completing his rampage through our session, since it was not part of the scripted chronology, I was oblivious until it was too late to stop it. Not that it would matter. If I did, the timeline had already gone astray. I pieced together what had happened by sleuthing the various scenes. It really does. Oh, there goes Vrisk and Jade. And discovered the text which the code was recorded in. I decided to return to the Alpha timeline with the text, as evidence for his madness, I guess. In the Alpha timeline, this text was destroyed in an explosion caused by a computer virus. This explosion did not take place on my timeline. I identified this event as the difference prompting the offshoot, and returned to our planet via the reckoning just as I did at the end of my life. Through that time, though that time deliberately. Okay. Okay. How is that? Though that time deliberately. To influence events quietly to make sure it happened, and later join the rest of our doomed selves to help defeat the king. The others surely had similar responsibilities along the way. Huh. So does that mean this timeline was, like, carefully orchestrated by thousands of Aradias? All fixing small divergent events that resulted in the timelines that they themselves came from. Just kind of just nudging things here and there and here and there. Like, as if someone were, like, you know, made of time or something. I said that dramatically. I forget. Is that actually what she is? I'm pretty sure it is. I have notes. I can find out. Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm glad I made a joke and that it was, like, on point. Up to the point they beat the Black King. That is a really, really good point, Ninjon. Thank you for that. That is a really good point to be like, okay, up until this point, every single coincidence, implication, event in the Trolls timeline could possibly have been influenced by an Aradia. So that's like something like I now have to like keep in my brain. Oof, okay, that was a heavy page. My favorite part is the that's my favorite part. As for the book, the book, the book. As for the book, I lost track of it shortly after I arrived. Yes, we all lost track of our books. True. They were gathered surreptitiously by agents assigned to the task. Wait, didn't we have a viewer? Are they in here? Didn't we have someone? I'm just thinking about like Oko Kanoko in chat. Is this how they got their name? They are written in the blood colors, yes. I noticed that. They just derive their name from that code. That'd be cool. I mean, that'd be a sick Homestuck reference, honestly, that nobody would fucking get unless they had like specifically remembered the Gamzee code. It's like the Da Vinci Code, but with Gamzee. So it's way better. I like that she was the one to do this. Please, why? Why would you make me remember that, Aridin? Why? You've done me a disservice. I wish I could just, like, casually time you out without it having ramifications, but it goes on, like, your record, and that's not nice, so. Huh. Please tell me someone has as like an internet thing plotted the timeline journey of this fucking Cal doll. Like I want like one like article or document or image set that just tells me every single point that it's ever been. Oh, thank fuck. I want to see that. I mean, at the end, obviously at the end. But I want to see it. Well, Jeffrey, if one of my mods looks at them and they've been timed out like 15, 20 times, they should probably be banned, right? Instead of timed out. So it's like it's a tool that a mod can use to make judgment calls like that. Cause like if you're showing up to stream every single time and you're getting timed out every single time, you should probably get banned. Because otherwise it's just like a repeating pattern, right? Like if you get timed out once or twice or maybe 3 times, and like whatever, you know. But if I timed out Aridin every time he made a joke like that, I'd be timing him. He'd just get banned at some point. And in the veil, their codes were merged with the ghost imprints of other mysterious artifacts. Wait. Our first guardian was brought to life on the seed to pass through Skaya's final gate of defense. The first to find Alternia. Okay, guys, stop. Okay, I'm sorry. So, fucking... Does that mean that 50% of Doc Scratch was written by Gamzee in the blood of all the trolls? So he's half intended code. I say quote unquote intended code, like game reproducing intending code, and half failed code. Or like corrupted, or like, let's say, virus code. Shut the fuck up, recursive. It's so Doc Scratch, he's 200% code because they wildcard code. They doubled the amount of input. And if any programmer knows, doubling the amount of expected inputs. Welcome, Canny. Thank you for the resub.
Kits and 87 Globe Kits and
87
Globe Kits and 87 Globe Kits and 87 Globe.
I did not know the voice to text was gonna read the whole emote every time. Thank you for the 5-month resub, Canny. Thank you so much. I appreciate your dedication. I do like that. That means that anybody who like donates or subs or whatever, Aridin. Wait, I think that there might be a 10-bit limit for reading messages. Get fucked. Got him! Sorry. But yeah, no, sorry, on my topic. So Doc Scratch is, this image is not something we should be looking at for extended periods of time. So every time, okay, so the first Guardian is created using the code created by some amount of the players in the game. In the kids' case, it was Rose and Dave. Sorry, Rose and Dave. Rose and John. John had the hee code, right? And then Rose had meow. Please correct me if I'm remembering stuff incorrectly, by the way. John didn't have a code? It was all Rose? Okay, so I'm misremembering that. John just had, for some reason, I'm picturing the honk honk image, but with he all over John's bedroom. I don't know why. But John had the scribblings, the drawings, all over his stuff, and he couldn't see it. That's what John had. So Rose had the meow code. Correct. Hee. Hoo. That's such a Cal thing. Anyway, so Rose had their code, which created the first Guardian. And then the Trolls code is in 4 parts. What did they say it was? It was 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, and 5. No. 4, 4, 5, and 5? I'm gonna go back and read it. Because I'm dumb. I just want to know, I want to read what Aradia says here. 1 part 3 symbols. Right. Yeah. And then 5, yeah. So 4, 4, 3, and 5. Which means it's, 8 and 8, which makes 16. The issue is that Gamzee took a 16-bit code and then added 8 bits to it, and then was like, bam. That's not even 50%. That's like 30%. 33. Did she? I didn't see that. Code, characters. Fragment, symbols, binary refrain. Yeah, she did. Okay. So yeah, so it's like taking a program, inputting code into it, and then just adding extra inputs that the program doesn't know what to deal with. They would overflow into the rest of the code and fuck everything up. So that means that this moment is not how this was supposed to happen, or how it was intended to happen by whatever entities or a single entity made the process by which Suburb happens. Because I'm assuming the creation of the first Guardian I can't believe you said that, Canny. Yes, sort of like a scratch disc. Isn't that like they keep talking about a scratch? So I mean, scratch. God damn it, scratch, and it scratches his name. What is that, Aridin? Man, look at all these people in chat able to dab on me. Baby duck. Come on, Aridin, tell me what it is. Oh yeah, no, that's what I assumed the reference was for. But literally like a kind of like. You're right. Isn't the cue ball an item that's directly already connected? Oh, okay. Okay, so it's so the ball was an item that is directly linked to Doc Scratch, right? Like it's a way to communicate and get info directly from him, or like a source that the source of power he has, which would be the green sun. So this is another paradox, right? This is another paradox, because the ball can't be, the ball is there because of him, but he is there because of the ball. I think it's reasonable to say if Doc Scratch never existed, neither would the ball. So, it's all time loops, baby! Alright, let's keep going. You once again try to be Doc Scratch and fail spectacularly. You can't be him, no matter how hard you try. It is impossible. In fact, I think it would be for the best if I commandeered the narrative completely for a while. I trust you won't mind if I speak in white. It's not actually negotiable, but as a courtesy I will enclose my words between a pair of visually audible brackets. I'm doing this because I can. Oh. I am also doing it because I am expecting a guest to arrive shortly. This should enable me to show the man the sort of hospitality he deserves, while doing the same for you. My apartment doesn't have a doorbell. Why would an omniscient fellow need to be alerted to the presence of a visitor? I know he will be alright on time. Which is to say, early. And if I did have a doorbell, you would have just witnessed it ring. He is already here. My door is not fitted with a peephole either. Those without eyes or without limits to their knowledge have no need for peeping, and I am without either. I have never once peeped at or through something, and I doubt I ever will. Apertures built into physical surfaces to reveal what's hidden behind them are for those with particular handicaps. They are for those lacking advanced vision to render the opaque permeable to light, or those lacking advanced knowledge to render the concealed information irrelevant, or both. They are for people who I call suckers. I know the identity of anyone who stands behind this door, even in cases where I have not extended an invitation to the visitor personally. Pardon me while I let Jack inside. Oh. Oh. Oh? Did you not believe it would be Jack? Who else would it be? Someone who would have suspected anyone else as a person I would also describe as a sucker. Ha ha. Hee hee. Hoo hoo. Hello, Slick. Won't you please enter? Oh. Clock! Oh, for heaven's sake. Block, 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 block! Jack. Stop it. Jack? Slick? Which would you prefer I call you? It's one of the strange points of uncertainty that surrounds you. Maybe it is that you don't particularly care. Your flair for the plain and serviceable, isn't it? Not much of your vanity is tied up in a name, I'd guess. Not gonna tell me? Fine. I won't tell you my name, either. Well, I might, if you would just show me manners and stop hitting me with that ridiculous horse hitcher. I won't crack no matter how senseless the drubbing, if only it were that simple. You're not gonna stop, are you? It will be very difficult to discuss our points of mutual interest like this. I was prepared to go about it in a civilized way, even though I knew very well I would spend the first several minutes of our meeting, sitting on the floor while being flogged. I've even prepared a bowl of candy for you, which I know you will enjoy. Courtesy is important, Jack. Do you have anything at all to say? Any form of communication you care to attempt beyond the sound Ian makes against my head repeatedly? No, of course not. Oh. What's that? I see? You think you already know my name. You do not know my real name, Jack, just as none of your adversaries on this planet know yours. You only know my nickname. It's a good nickname, too, befitting of the passive gunslinger charged with initiating the break. I am my master's weapon, his soldier in a war of one bullet fired. But when that bullet clears the barrel, it won't be my finger on the trigger. I'm a facilitator, not an assassin. Progress indicator? Oh, 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 oh. He just does the Hulk thing where he, like, grabs your weapon, bends it into pieces, and then hands it back to you. Here, Jack, why don't you go help yourself to some candy over there on the table? There is something I need to take care of before we can continue. I won't be long. I like how he accepts it. He's just like, thanks. Oh shit, his black licorice Scottish puppers. Yes, good. Placate yourself with the Scotty dogs, Slick. My supply is bottomless. I am an excellent host. Oh. Oh, this is reminding me of when I made him in fucking WWE, which I need to get back to. I have this big thing planned for the return of WWE that I need to fucking work on. Somebody remind me if I, like, hey, are you working on that? Because I should be. I have this big, like, event planned for when we go back to that. That's gonna take a lot of work, but I'm really, like, excited to do it. The goal is for it to come back. I don't know about soonish. It depends on how long it takes me to finish the work that's required for this comeback event. But I do have it, like, planned out, if that makes sense. When I've finished with this minor interruption, we will resume our gentlemanly negotiation. I will proceed to beat you severely until you agree to do what I ask. I trust you won't take it personally. Holy shit! Doc Scratch is actually a fucking wrestler. This is how WWE wrestlers deal with their issues. Is that the door that you're referencing, Aaron? I'm so sorry. That's my desk chair. I keep leaning back and then leaning forward on it, which makes that noise when I do it too fast. Too late, your chair is a door now. Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's just me rocking back and forth on my chair. Because I sit at a very weird angle to be comfortable. And I honestly need a new chair. This chair is not made for me sitting down multiple hours streaming. Aridin, I don't have a cat, but if I did, I would not be mean to it. But yeah, every time I, like, slightly adjust my position, it just squeaks. Alright, Aridin. You know what? I won't take it personally, Aridin. You should feel weird. Alright. Oh. Oh, wait. Sorry. I forgot to, doom? There's your dump noise. Wow, Blue Glass! That was such a good reference! I don't know why, I got hyped for that reference, but, like, oof. That's a good one. You got me with that one. Why would I be reading Homestuck in a car? That's dumb. Oh my god, that's such an obscure reference. It's a reference to Petscop. There was a long-running fan theory in that series that the main character was playing Petscop in the car, in a car for some reason, and on like one of the final episodes, the protagonist just like is talking to somebody on the phone, and he's like, "No, I'm not in a car. Why would I be playing playing Homestuck? Why would I be playing Petscop in a car?" And like just completely dismisses that fan theory just in canon to like another character in canon. It was amazing. Yes, it's exactly like RoboCop actually. You might not have. Did you get to the end credits? Petscop has credits. Did you get to the credits? I might stream a Let's Watch Petscop thing. That'd be cool. Alright, we read this. Oh. It also, yeah, it does have a soundtrack. For example, that crinkling bag and the slight dump noise that I made earlier was me dumping Swedish fish. Because I actually do have Swedish fish. And they're good. Swedish fish pug. That was a mistake, Aridin. Please don't watch game theory videos. You really should watch, what shit, was it Nexpo or Inside of Mind? I'm trying to remember which horror YouTuber did the big Petscop investigation. Okay, sorry, I'm distracted by Petscop. Let's get back. This is Blue Glass's fault. Diamond's Druga Swedish fish? Hell yeah. His name's Frederick. It's Frederick Knudsen. Is it Frank Knudsen? Am I crazy? It's Frederick. It's Frederick. It's literally Frederick. That's the name of the channel. Fuck off. Also, I'm pissed. The deep blue, yeah, the deep blue, I fell asleep to the deep blue video twice. It's really comforting. His voice is great. Alright. Down the rabbit hole on Homestuck when? Alright. I don't know if I'd want that, because that means it's in the same category as Empress Teresa. As fiction. He said he wouldn't? Aw, boo. Boo! Huh, interesting. He did do, I mean, that's fair, he did do, what, Neopets? Empress Teresa Gold. Empress Teresa reading for Comic Night? Let's go. Now, please excuse me. I have to go talk to a teenage girl from another universe. Of the stream? Oh, you watched that guy? I need to stop getting hype about talking to chat. I love that guy. The guy who does book reviews that are like really long. Oh my god, what's his name? Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. What the fuck is his name? He's done a bunch of like book readings and book reviews that I've What? I'm so sorry, Spartan. Okay. I'm so sorry. Crimson Rogue. Yes, Crimson Rogue. Crimson Rogue is one of my favorite fucking internet YouTubers. Okay. So, by the way, if you guys forgot, I have a Jangle shop that you can send emotes in, and one of them is literally telling me to move on. So, somebody could have been taking advantage of that, but nobody did. So, I'm just gonna keep talking about Crimson Rogue. So, no, I'm kidding. Alright, I might have to disable that one. Fuck. You guys have too much money. Alright, I'll move on. Let's be the teenage girl from another universe. You cannot be a teenage girl from another universe because you're too busy being a teenage girl from this universe. You're busy being Rose Lalonde, completely preoccupied with it, in fact. So preoccupied, you've been neglecting messages from some of your friends who were trying to contact you. But you have a lot of important stuff to do. You will get back to them later. God, that stream was so good. I want to, like, rewatch my own stream someday. My own one-shot stream. Thankfully, it's all on youtube.com/kitsunetsuki. This is my YouTube channel. YouTube channel might also get random edited videos that would not exist on Twitch. So, you know, follow me on both platforms. Dab, 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 dab. Did I read that second paragraph? I can't remember. Okay. Rose, pester informant. It's quite warm here on Lohak. I think I've been patient enough. When will I receive further instruction? Now. So, I could have contacted you at any time? No. Only now. I came away with the impression from our last conversation that our next would take place on your invitation. I was being polite by waiting. Your inevitable impatience caused you to contact me again. Inevitability is my invitation. That's pretty smug. I am right to be smug. I am omniscient, extremely powerful, and very charming. That's such a good reference. Well, 2 out of 3 isn't bad. Can you use your limitless intelligence to figure out which ones I mean? That was clever. If I plead ignorance to the fact that you are denying my charisma, it invalidates my claim of omniscience. But if I must adhere to my all-knowing status, it forces me to validate the unfortunate reality that you are feigning the opinion that my demeanor is unpalatable. Not that it matters, because I have all 3 qualities and you know it. You're right. Both of the people that have been having direct contact with Doc Scratch have been light players. You're right. This is stupid. Could we get to the point? Yes, I was about to say. We should hurry this along. My visitor is beginning to set things on fire. You have a visitor? Who? Some guy. I was joking anyway. I am not in a hurry at all. I love how the idea that, like, Spade Slick, like, eye-patched metal arm Spade Slick, is just some guy. Can we talk about the fact that he has a metal arm? Did I miss that? Wasn't the last time we saw him talking to Karkat in the thing with only one arm. That's new, right? There was no other point before this where he had a metal arm. I'm not crazy. Riskification. I dream of no wait, Californication. Riskification. No, I'm not trying. He kids risk. Alright. I'm not crazy, thanks. You tell jokes? Yes. Ha ha. So your visitor isn't setting anything on fire then? Oh, he most definitely is. He. I'm really not getting this joke. I was joking about being in a hurry. From my perspective, this conversation is taking place in less than 1 second. I type very quickly. Woohoo! I thought you didn't lie. And aren't jokes just essentially humorous lies? At least, those like the one you just attempted. Jokes are only temporary lies. If the falsehood is never exposed, there is no punchline. If the punchline is never delivered, the lie is sealed forever, regardless of initial humorous intent. Lies are not funny. I think if you're going to risk tarnishing your record of honesty, you should probably get better material. My joke was objectively funny. Who would know better than I? Okay. So you're saying an inaccurate statement doesn't count as a lie, as long as you say just kidding later? Basically. What if it's much later? Is it still just a joke? No, that would be something closer to a prank. I don't play pranks very often. This conversation is fascinating and all. But like, is this is just Rose like just trying to like dig deeper into how the fuck an omniscient being works? And said omniscient being just obliging her? Yeah, it's just narcissism. It's just Rose getting him to talk about himself. And of course he loves to talk about himself. But Rose is deriving information more, just any information about a being like Doc Scratch is useful information. So she's just deriving all that information right now. By the means of exploiting his omniscience, which he knows about. He knows that she's doing this ostensibly because he's quote unquote omniscient. So he knows Rose is doing this, and he's letting her do it. I hate how, like, rabbit hole this gets. I also love it. Are you allowed to lie about playing pranks? If I asked you if you were playing a prank on me, would you tell me the truth? I am allowed to do whatever I want. I choose never to lie. I also choose to tell jokes now and then, and to play pranks quite sparingly. But I can say I have never played a prank on you, and no statement I have made to you thus far, or will make to you in this conversation, will contain any trace of falsehood for the sake of setting up a joke or a prank, with the exception of the joke I just made, and another I will make very soon. It's pretty great, Blue Glass. I'm starting to change my mind. Oh? Yes, I think your joke was funny in retrospect. Actually, your whole shtick is pretty good. I'm warming up to it. Yes, I knew it. IMO. This is just me being critical. This should be, I know that. Just like in my personal opinion, this should be, yes, I know that. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm just being critical of the character writing. Does that make me Rose? I'm sleepy, I don't know what I'm typing. Alright. Excuses, excuses. Just to be clear, was the assurance you just made a prank or a joke? It was neither. It was the truth. Was that? Yes. The truth? Yes! Okay. Were you serious about wanting to die? That's fair, Blue Glass. Yes. Why? I'll tell you later. Why? Because you asked. But why not now? Because that piece of information would not fit elegantly into the sequence of our exchange at this moment. Then you know how this entire conversation will go. Yes. Is that true of all conversations you have? Yes, until briefly, I don't. But the dark spots never last long. The truth disguises itself to me sometimes, which can be mildly frustrating. But it usually reveals itself quickly, much as if a punchline was delivered. It's a humorous dialogue I have with reality, and it is very amusing. That fucking explains the Vriska thing. The fact that, hey Vivi, the fact that, that Terezi telling Doc Scratch that Vriska had the cue ball was a thing that could have even happened. That explains it. Then, why do you bother with the conversations? Obligation to predestination, as usual? There is no obligation. It's a pleasure. It is? I've always had a soft spot for young ladies. That's a good point. That's a little creepy. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It kind of is. I have looked to the future and determined that we would continue in this manner pointlessly for some time, so I'm putting an end to it here. That doesn't make sense. Was that the other joke? Yes. Heh, good one. Thank you. How young are the ladies you typically take a shining to? And does this mean you are attracted to me? Suddenly, this conversation is kind of terrible. Of course I am not in the way you mean. You absolute sucker. And anyway, you are applying standards of conduct frowned upon for your kind, which make no sense to apply to me. I am an immortal entity with a large cue ball for a head and no biological means of reproduction. Hee hee, hoo hoo, ha ha. Huh. Really? Also, if you were millions of years old, you would find that nearly every lady you encounter is quite young, relatively speaking. There should be no reason for you to feel uncomfortable with this interaction. Try to think of me as one of your kindly human uncle figures. In fact, if I were in your presence right now, I would offer you candy to prove it. Oh my god. What? Can we talk about the scratch instead of this? Yes. Jeffrey, how the fuck did you... That emote was literally what I would did. I physically, like, cupped my face in my hands to do that Rose line. How did you know? Also, the reason that we haven't gone very many pages, because there's dialogue. Important dialogue. Oh, this is where Rose is? I need to save this picture. How the fuck does that even work? You strap a bunch of fucking gears to a thing and it fucking floats? Is that how that shit works? That's wild. Fucking motherfucking miracles, man. Motherfucking miracles. Hong Kong. Clearly it's science. I love how something. So okay, get ready for another classic Kitsun 3 ramble. I love how the narrative trope of, like, because this is a trope. This is like a TV tropes full on page trope of magic versus science, right? Like, that conflict has been the basis of entire studies and philosophical books, and like just the idea of fiction using magic versus science as a narrative concept. And then Homestuck is just like, my science wand! Just completely making a fucking joke of that whole trope and that whole concept that people have been taking seriously for fucking 1,000 years. Kanaya debunked my science wand by snapping it in half. Khan, why did you do this to me? Well, why does this happen to me? I made my mistakes. I've got nowhere to run. Oh, baby, baby. My brain hated that whole train of thought, so I'm gonna just read. She debunked me by sawing me in half. Right, that's true. You are situated near the game construct supplied by your session for causing the scratch, yes? Are you actually asking? No! That was a fact. And then a question mark. Fuck you, Blue Glass 54. I don't fucking deserve anything like that. It's hard. It's hard and nobody understands. Sorry. I'm having fun. That was a fact and then a question mark is a fucking amazing quote. Because I fucking hate when people do this to me. When people ask me questions that are just a statement. They could have just said the thing and it's like it's a fact and then a question mark, like, cool, thanks. It's like a weird minor pet peeve of mine. Ah, well, yes, I am. It's a large plateau shaped like a record. It's called the Beat Mesa. I like Homestuck? I mean, that one's a question. It's a question I constantly ask myself. I know. Is the game construct different in other sessions? Yes! It will always be an edifice of similarly cryptic design, located on the planet that is home to the hero of time. Its environment dictates the nature of its construction. Its power is dangerous and is meant to be utilized only in emergencies, such as yours. Holy shit! Holy shit. Yes, Blue Glass, you're right. You know what this just confirmed? Assignment of time powers is not random. So it's semi RNG. Like what game sessions will have what power sets in it. But Hero of Time is a constant. Because that's what fucking Link is. You can't have a Legend of Zelda game without the Hero of Time. So regardless, if we see another like session or something, there'll have to be a Hero of Time in it. That's fair. But I mean, that was the reference somebody told me, right? Like the blank of blank was taken from Zelda. I'm just like pogging off because Hero of Time is a constant. Pogging off. I can't believe I fucking said that. I wanna die. John did say he was the Wind Waker. That is correct. With breath. So, we can't rule out any of them as a constant other than time. I am marking out, yes. Because the troll session had all, I'm assuming all of them. Otherwise, if there are more than those, we haven't seen them. That's fair, Ninja Empire. A session that could succeed, in theory. Yes, it would have one. Okay. So that implies that the kid's session isn't doomed. Because if this object exists in this timeline, in this session, then their session's not doomed, because this is their option. This is their last resort. They're gonna have to cut their life into pieces. And then John's gonna suffocate, no breathing. And then Carcat's gonna cut his arm bleed. Okay. I need to stop. Correct, Spartan. That's my theory. That's my game theory. You mean in sessions where victory is no longer possible? Yes! A game, bro theory. Thanks for watching. Due to creating an unstoppable adversary who triggers the reckoning prematurely? Is that sort of emergency common? No! Failure is common. But the composition of yours is quite atypical. Okay. So then it's like a panic button for players to push once they realize the cause is lost. Yes, but causing the scratch is not an easy task either. The construct must be destroyed in a very specific way to release its energy. The keeper of my ectobiological father must be... Fuck. The keeper of my ectobiological father began the process. It must be finished. Who? The guardian of the night of time. Dave's bro. Yes. How do I finish it? You don't. Not you personally. Another will. You have something more important to attend to, remember? Oh, right. The green... Wait. The green sun. Yes. I'd planned to take care of that later, once John had retrieved the tumor. Tumor. Whatever. Well, like, this is probably an image. Yeah, this is a picture. This is not text. You can't have text flash like that in HTML. Not that I know of. It's literally a file. Your plan will have to change. You aren't ready to cause the stretch yet. Like I said, it's difficult. God fucking damn it! If Rose causes the scratch, does that make it a needle scratch on a record? I'm eating one of my Swedish fish in frustration. I'll keep going, I'm just eating a Swedish fish for frustration reasons. At least I'm not defenestrated. Yeah, sorry about that. I misread that. Just because his text is white and then he typed it black for one line. Oh, you know why I got confused by that? It's because the period is black. Why is the period black? This should be tumor in black and then period in white. IMO. But that's just me. What will the one who doesn't have to do? I should let them know. He will have to scratch the surface of the plateau across its full diameter. I see. This terminology can be very literal sometimes. Hey, just because I'm nitpicking doesn't mean I think it's bad. I'm just nitpicking. Gosh. I don't remember if I read this. I'm gonna read it again. I see. This terminology can be very literal sometimes. You will require a certain needle to create a breach in the surface that will be adequate. I have needles. Your needles won't suffice. Then where do I get ones that will? Again, you won't. This task is out of your hands. Hands. The needles must be acquired from the denizen of the Witch of Space. Her quills are very large and potent. They will be able to cause the scratch. This really seems more elaborate than you led me to believe. I didn't lead you to believe anything. I told you to find the construct and await advisement on the scratch. The plans you were making were based on assumptions and fabrications of your imagination. You were writing more stories, like those... much like those, about your false magical men. I wish I had written it in my private journals. I wish what I'd written in my private journals could be more confined to your dark spots. I don't! I find your stories entertaining. You're being creepy again. No, I'm not. Besides, the White King agrees with me. What? For a seer, your vision of events surrounding you is rather limited. It's charming. Just... please stop complimenting me. No! Oh, fuck. That's gorgeous, actually. Oh, this is a great view from, like... oh, this picture's gorgeous. Gorgeous! I'm stealing this for a fucking full art magic card. I'm saying right now. Like, there's gonna be a land that's the Beat Mesa, and it's gonna be this full art. It's gonna look great. I'm gonna get it printed. Alright, I'm gonna read this dialogue, and then we're gonna take a break, just FYI. I need to, like, refill on water and hit the bathroom. So just... so everybody knows that it's just gonna happen. Yes, a break. Fine. Then please at least try and sound more sarcastic when you do it. Oh, sure. I am really going to do that. Yes. Very likely. Then the scratch will be implemented later by either John or Dave, I presume. You used a male pronoun. Yes! I guess it makes sense that it would happen later. My understanding is that Jack will not be banished from this session until near the end of the reckoning. Yes, Jack will exit your session later, but this has nothing to do with the scratch. Not directly, as you imply. Okay, so the scratch doesn't get rid of Jack. Okay, I have the prediction, but I'm gonna wait till we get to the end of this. I don't understand. I thought that was the point of the scratch, was to open a rift in space-time, as it were, and banish him into the troll session. No! That is not the purpose of the scratch at all! The scratch does not open a rift in space-time. Then why have you directed me to cause it? Does it have something to do with enabling you to die? No, not directly. The scratch has nothing more to do with my death than any other single event ultimately contributing to my demise. Which is to say, all of them. I think it is disingenuous for you to behave as if I had not been misled. You say you don't lie, but what about lies of omission? Lies of omission do not exist. The concept is a very human one. It is the product of your story writing again. You have written a story about the truth, making emotional demands of it, and in particular, those in possession of it. Your demands are based on a feeling of entitlement to the facts, which is very childish. You can never know all of the facts. Only I can. And since it's impossible for me to reveal all facts to you, it is my discretion alone that decides which facts will be revealed in the infinite, or more finite, time we have. If I do not volunteer information you deem critical to your fate, it is possible... It possibly means that I am a scoundrel. But it does not mean that I am a liar. And it certainly means you did not ask the right questions. One can make either true statements or false statements about reality. All the statements I make are true. Unless you're joking. Yes. Ha ha, hee hee, hoo hoo. Exactly. Then I guess I'll start asking better questions. Good! I will make a seer of you yet. Will you? Yes, you can start by shoring up the reliability of your sources. You proceeded to question me, believing you understood the purpose of the scratch. You received your information about it from trolls. I assure you that in most ways, the trolls are just as confused about everything as you are. Okay, noted. What exactly does the scratch do, then? I fucking knew it. It resets the game. Oh? That's it? Yes. Then we will all start from the beginning again, when John entered? No! The release of temporal energy will be quite massive. This is a hard reset. It will reboot the conditions in your universe well before you began playing the game. You will have lived different lives after the result. The reset. The different initial conditions will ideally lead to a more favorable scenario in the new session. Unfortunately, you will have no memory of anything that has happened in the session you are in now. What will happen to us? Everyone in this session now. You will all cease to exist completely if you remain here during the scratch. This seems familiar. It reminds me of when Dave and I were trapped in the Doom timeline and he left to change the past. The timeline ceased to exist along with my dream self, who, in a way, became merged with my dream self of this timeline. I kept some of her memories. Is the situation similar? Similar, but more severe. Since this timeline will undergo such a violent upheaval, such a merger of memory cannot happen. You will be resigned to absolute oblivion. Unless you can discover a way to preserve yourselves. But it's not really my place to advise on that. After you have dealt with the scratch and the sun, what happens to you is not any of my business. Song's so good, by the way. The song's amazing. So we're gonna have a moment here for me to sit down and like reflect. Okay, so the scratch causes the reset. I already know the scratch on here. Oh, whoops. I'm stupid. Not realize that was over that. Alright. You know what's really stupid? I can't window capture this. It just doesn't work. That was a joke. That's intentional, Viper. Okay. Acts as a hard reset for the game. Universe, which had the capability of even playing it in the first place. Okay. Yeah, when I misspelled it when I wrote it, and then like he to more was so funny that I just left it there. Okay, okay, so this is concerning. So you did insist. Actually, you know what we need to look at? Is all this again. I could just read all this to you again instead of talking about what just happened. Hey, why don't you figure it out? Okay. So, the Scratch is gonna reset the universe. Unless they do something, they are not making it out of this. They are, but it'll be like alternate universe versions of themselves. So, here's the thing. My brain is drawing narrative connections, but there are two spoilers for another property. So spoilers for spoiler warning for JoJo's. Skip to this point in the video. I'll put it on screen even. Look, I'm telling myself I'll do editing work. I'll put it on screen to skip to a point if you don't want to see Homestuck or JoJo spoilers. Or here, JoJo spoilers. But for those in chat, you're fucked unless you mute me for a bit. So in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 6, the villain has a plan to ascend to godhood, to heaven. And he gains the ability to speed up time. Yeah, his ultimate power is to increase the speed of the passage of time. Indefinitely. So eventually, by the end, time is going so fast that even though they beat the villain, right? Because they actually do beat him. Time is already going so fast that basically the universe resets itself. And the entire canonical like JoJo universe gets reboot. All the characters still exist, but they're all alternate versions of themselves. Made in Heaven, yeah. I should find the Made in Heaven video. So, yeah, somebody did a, somebody did a really good video of the ability being used here. It's really good. So that's basically functionally the Scratch. The Scratch happens in JoJo's. Everything gets reset. We have alternate versions of all the characters that are like either named the same, they're named different, they were born in a different time. Everything's different. Is that what's gonna fucking happen? Is that why there's 4,500 pages left, or whatever? Yes, Steel Ball Run takes place in the Reset universe as an alternate version of Joseph Joestar, which is Johnny. And then Jojolian is alternate Diamond is Unbreakable. Yeah. We're getting a universe reboot. Halfway through the book, the universe resets. Is that not what I said? Did I say Joseph? Yeah, Jonathan. But yeah, so that happens, and like but in JoJo's, one character gets to make it through with all their memories, but only one. Fuck, sorry, Viperhawk. Yeah, I meant Jonathan. Johnny is an alternate version of Jonathan. And so presumably Jonathan's stand would have been Tusk. But whatever. Okay. That's only for the nerds who know about what I'm talking about. So in JoJo's Part 6, one character makes it through with all their memories. Through like a pinhole in space-time, I think. Or I forget exactly how it happened. And then he gets to see like the alternate versions of his friends, and it like breaks down crying. You know, it's an emotional moment. But so I'm thinking that what Doc Scratch mentioned here. Oh, sorry. What Doc Scratch mentioned here is that it's the ability to make it through to the other universe exists. You can go into the universe where you already exist, where your like reset, reboot, alternate version exists. So I think that's how these characters are going to continue to progress in the story. Is they go to they use whatever method is available to go to the reset universe. End JoJo spoilers. Me. At 11:52. Anywho. That's what I think is gonna happen. Now, do I have predictions about the alternate versions of the characters? I don't know. Is this, I mean, I don't know if I should like delete this or like count this as wrong or something, because something bad did happen, but I wrote something bad is happening to everyone. Like there was like maybe like a virus or some kind of like weird illness was making them all do something or act weird, but it was just Gamzee. It was just a couple of distinct people being assholes to each other. So unless I find out later that was orchestrated by somebody, they haven't even left yet. So I mean, I whatever. They haven't even left. They might not leave. Oh, I don't want to think about that. I hope they leave. I hope they make it out. This I don't want to. I already made this prediction, so. Hey, yeah, you're right. Dab. This is probably gonna happen. Because I think with the universe reset, that's very likely to. But that would mean, but I said this when I saw the babies being set back in time. Or the babies being sent through time and space. And, the babies... But those babies aren't relevant anymore. We're resetting everything. Those babies were the ones that grew up into the adults that they became. So they have nothing to do with the universe reset. So, like... I don't know. I think this is wrong. I think this is her... She's being influenced by Doc Scratch here and not the Horror Terrors. I mean, she obviously is, but like, I don't think this will come true. Okay. I think it's you. All right, predictions. Predictions. Dave. Well, I mean, Dave causing the scratch isn't really a prediction. Because I think that's just what they implied there. Huh. It's hard because I had predictions about everything that was happening in this dialogue, and then he immediately, like, answered it. Oh, what the fuck is getting rid of Jack, then? That's unclear now. Because it's not the scratch. We know what the scratch is, but it's not the thing that gets rid of Jack. Here's a prediction for you. Yes. Actually, I lied. I don't think I have it. The slumbering one? Like, that's not their name. That's their title. These need to get updated for the version that you can access online. For thematic reasons. This is a lot. Oh, rip. Oh, I hope you like this. This was my favorite joke. Oh, actually, where's Aradia? Aradia's is my favorite joke. Wait, no, I didn't have it in there. Fuck. Where did I write that Aradia joke? I don't remember where I did it. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Right. It was the Kanaya. It was Kanaya. I didn't write the Aradia joke. I wrote the Kanaya joke. Kanaya's dead. She's Kak. No. She's undead. So it's an upside down, it's dead upside down. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna move on with my life. Honestly, I don't really have predictions to make. It's just like at this point they're just telling us. It's just exposition. I don't really have much to say, other than like the realizations are cool, the revelations are cool. The mystery is being resolved. Hephaestus. Dave's is Hephaestus. I remember that. I remember that shit. Hephaestus.